By the 1770s, American colonists had grown increasingly frustrated with Britain and the Crown's efforts to control trade and taxation. In 1775, fighting broke out between British troops and colonial militias at Lexington and Concord in Massachusetts, igniting the American Revolution. Before long, Fairfield, Connecticut would be drawn into that war. The American Revolution divided the citizens of Fairfield. Not everyone believed that fighting for independence from Britain was necessary. Many who remained loyal to Britain were persecuted and forced from their homes. As the war dragged on, British commanders became increasingly frustrated with rebel resistance. In 1779, British forces began a series of raids along the Connecticut coast in an attempt to draw General Washington from the Hudson River Valley. On July 7, 1779, the people of Fairfield awoke to a warning from the rebel fort at Black Rock. A British fleet had been spotted and was anchoring off the coast. With feelings of dread and uncertainty, residents prepared to defend the town. Livestock was driven to safety. In haste, people gathered their possessions, hiding their valuable silver in wells and stone-wall crevices. Some loaded wagons with household goods and food and took refuge inland. Others stayed to defend the town. A few remained in their homes, believing the British would not harm them. No one predicted the extent of destruction that was about to occur, and with it, the downfall of Fairfield's prosperity. The British invasion began in the late afternoon with the first wave of troops marching up Beach Road. The second wave lands at Mackenzie's Point in what is now Southport, climbing Sasko Hill toward Fairfield. As the British came within range of cannons at Black Rock Fort, Isaac Jarvis, the fort's commander, ordered his men to fire. Local militia near the town center also opened fire with muskets. Undaunted by those attacks, the British and their German auxiliaries proceeded to march up Beach Road toward the center of town. Fairfield's defenders fell back to Round Hill, which they fortified to prevent British troops from marching further inland. The colonists also tore up a strategic bridge at Ash Creek that linked Fairfield to the nearby harbor in Black Rock, protecting the ships lying at anchor there. British General Tryon's plans had been foiled. On the evening of July 7th, Fairfield's homes started to burn.
The firing grew heavier, and as we traveled, many ran out of their houses to speak with us. Women distressed for their husbands, sons, and brothers, fearing that they would fall in battle. But oh, what a dreadful night. We could see at 7 miles distant the light of the devouring flames by which the town was reduced to ashes. The night was spent in dreadful expectation, and sleep departed from my eyes.
The town burnt all night. A cloud seemed to remain fixed in the west, from which issued frequent flashes of lightning. This, joined to many a column from the flaming buildings and frequent discharges of cannon and musketry on the British Guard placed around the town, formed a scene altogether so shocking that Fairfield will never see again.
The greatest damage was inflicted on the following day as the British left Fairfield and returned to their ships. A rear guard of German auxiliaries had been ordered to cover the British withdrawal. To the horror of Fairfield's residents, virtually all the town's buildings were burned, including the churches and ministers' homes, which General Tryon had previously given protection.
The rear guard, consisting of the vilest soldiers that were ever let loose among men, set fire to everything which General Tryon left. This once pleasant and delightful town, now, alas, a heap of ruins, a sad spectacle of desolation and woe.
At the end of the battle, 10 Fairfield residents were killed. Many others were wounded or declared missing. Fairfield never fully recovered from the destruction. With so many buildings burned, the town's stature as one of the most influential and prosperous towns in Connecticut faded. In the decades following the Revolution, the economic center of coastal Fairfield County shifted to nearby Bridgeport and its superior harbor. The British burning of Fairfield in 1779 forever altered the town.